Hey gang, it's Jim and Sharon with Drive to Ride, and today we are continuing our videos on the subject of safety, and we're having a device installed in the interest of fire suppression. We came across the Proteng company a year ago or so out in the West Coast, and while we were out there we had them install some products that we'll show you in a minute, or at least we'll have somebody describe them for you, out in the West Coast in our other rig. Well, since we bought a new rig, it's been on our mind to have those devices installed again, and sure enough, we came across Proteng again, come out and install them for us.
Yeah, to be safe.
To be safe, exactly right. So this is the video of the install.
So this is Thea by Proteng. Thea is a heat-activated fire suppression system. They get placed in areas of a motorhome where fire risks can potentially happen. Your refrigerators, LP fridges, number one, right? In your grand design, you can look at batteries, you can look at generators, transfer switches, inverters if you have them, those types of things. And once you place them in there under catastrophic heat, severe heat conditions, the suppression agent inside of the tube will convert from a liquid form, which is unique to us, into gas. It's only effective as a gaseous agent. And in less than 0.7 of a second, it can put a fire out. You don't even need to be there. There's no electronics, there's no levers, they come in different sizes. It's absolutely an amazing product, and glad to have you as one of our customers.
Yeah, he is in the bay right now, and he is installing the Thea for the transfer switch, which is one of the fire hazards that we have. There's several things, the relative fire risks between all the things. I mean, fires can start probably about anywhere, but we're going to have 3 of these devices installed today. One of them in the refrigerator, which is one of the number one fire risks, and then we'll do it in the generator and also in the transfer switch, and it's starting to rain, so we're going to cut this short.
The tube inside of the generator here, going on this side here, obviously there's very little room, and then there's a lot of heat on this side here as well, so you can still feel some of the ambient heat from when you had the generator running a little while ago, but the activation temperature of the tube is well above the ambient temperature of what the generator will run at. In order for the tube to go off, it has to be, like I mentioned earlier, catastrophic type heat to the extent of a fire. So you're going to have really high sustained temperatures in here. Normal operating temperatures of a generator won't get it to go off, so you'll be perfectly fine with that here. We're mounting it with some rubber bushings in between to keep it from vibrating. It's solid. I mean, it moves your generator, right? That's how tight it's locked in here. So once you put the cap on here too, you're ready to rock and roll. So that one, so we're going to affix this guy in 2 different areas. The tube that is going up through the coil, so it's going to be pretty high up. You saw the length of the tube, so it goes all the way up into the stack. We keep it above the pilot where the propane would come out, because fire is obviously going to rise. But we also want to keep it very close to the coil, so keep it above the potential risks of fire, but keep it close enough where once the tube activates, it's immediately going to put out that fire. It's out of the way of anything that you would ever have to work with. It's not affixed to any of those. It's affixed to the frame members that are already in here, with the rubber bushings to help with dampening vibrations, and also to secure it in place. So what we want to do is capture the red end here where the brass fitting is, because that's a really hard area and we don't want that flailing around anywhere in the event that it does come loose. It's also a really good secure point to hold the tube. The end of the tube has the surface and where it gets filled from. So there's a brass fitting on here, so if we put the cable tie around here, it's going to hold it really well in between here, and it won't slide because it's also thicker than the other end, so when it grabs up here, it's not going to let the tube slide in any direction. So we want to affix it there. So once we tie that guy in there, again, super sturdy with that rubber bushing back there, helping dissipate some of the heat so it doesn't get directly on the tube. We need to keep a little buffer around because we need to have air circulation around the entirety of the tube, because this will allow for a clean activation. Let's cut these guys off here. That the cable ties will still be holding on here, so that when this activates, it shoots the suppression and doesn't actually flail around or cause the tube to potentially come off of that cable tie. So it's really secure. I mean, you can even feel the tube there. The information, the type of suppression agent says do not puncture. All the information, the warning, I keep that on the bottom because if I put it up there, no one ever sees it. So you keep it here on the bottom, a little bit exposed. The sheathing that's on this tube, the black coating, which you didn't see on the standard tube that I had for the transfer switch. That is there to help protect with abrasion, road grime, if it's in the engine, things like that, oils that can happen from here. What's really neat is that the melting point of this is actually below the threshold of activation for the tube. So this will actually burn away to open up an area where the suppression agent will be able to come out. So this actually melts away before the tube activates. That goes here, that goes there. That's all she wrote.
Okay, so installed the Thea devices, the 3 of them, in our rig, and he's already gone. It's done very quickly. He was here and gone in under an hour, even with the rain that we've got.
It's Florida.
Yeah,
It
so
rains.
welcome to Florida, right? So anyway, if you like this kind of video, we appreciate a thumbs up. Give us
Thumbs
a
up.
subscribe, and we will see you again.
Bye.